is Bulow Plantation, and they run into more slaves who've escaped, and one of them is a guy named John Phillip, who is one of the bands of black Seminoles that's joined up with King Philip. And he says yes, his wife is tired of living in the woods, so they decide to leave them here. So they get down here, and it's nighttime. They sneak in within probably 100 feet from where we're at, crawling on their hands and knees, and at daybreak, before dogs start barking, they rush in and they catch them all by surprise. King Philip's standing there pretty much naked except for his breechcloth. And famous Jacob Mott, who was a surgeon with that group, wrote a story about it, and that's how a lot of these accounts came out of, was his writings, and also Dr. Mahon of the University of Florida, who did extensive research and did a book called The Second Seminole War. And so these are all documented things, and I brought my documents with me today. I didn't want to have to look at them because I had to put my glasses on. I don't know how to do that. So I'm doing everything from memory, but it's all there. It's just you got to research it and find it and go to the right sources and this and that. So they capture King Philip here, and one of his men is known as Tomoka John, and Tomoka John says, "Hey, I know where there's another camp that for what reason we don't know, but he says I know where there's another camp about 10 miles away. It's a camp of the Uchis, and so I'll guide you there." Well, General Hernandez, who's St. Augustine, says, "I don't know if I can trust this Tomoka John. This could be a trap." So he goes to King Philip, who he's known since he was a child. This is how things are, they know each other. He says, "Can I trust Tomoka John?" And King Philip looks at him and says, "I've known you since you were a little child, and you can trust this man just because you could trust my word." He says, "I have full confidence in you protecting my families here now, because now they're under the Army's march to St. Augustine." So they take these guys up to St. Augustine. A group of about half the militia, they split off and they head for this Uchi camp, being led by Tomoka John and John Philip, the runaway slave of King Philip. And they're being led out west of town here to a camp that they said they had to go through lots of swamp and really get hard to find. Only a native that had been there would know how to get there. And so it was a real hidden area. And again, they get there in the middle of the night, and they have to wait till daybreak. And a dog starts barking early in the morning. And of course, they rush in. This time, guns are fired. Indian gets shot. And one of them comes up to Uchi Billy, who was the chief of that group. And he is shot fatally. His name is Lieutenant McNeil. And I'm going to ask my friend here if he'll tell you that story. And then I'll conclude of what happened to King Philip. This is Bennett Lloyd. He works for the Sanford, I don't want to say it wrong. I know it's Historical Museum, is that right?
Museum of Seminole County History. There you go. So, forgive me if I take the mask off. Hello, everyone. Again, my name is Bennett Lloyd. I work for the Museum of Seminole County History down in Sanford, Florida. And I'm here today to talk a little bit about Officer McNeil, Lieutenant McNeil, and the way that they were conducting war at the time and the circumstances under which he met his end. So he would have been wearing a uniform very similar to what I was wearing. They were in a company that would become the 2nd Dragoons in